Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping straight into some significant news coming out of women's college basketball.
Yeah, big news. So, here's the headline. Milaysia Fulwiley, a key guard for the South Carolina Gamecocks, reportedly plans to enter the NCAA transfer portal.
That's got people talking, for sure. We've got a lot to unpack here. What does this mean for her, for South Carolina, and for the bigger picture?
Milaysia Fulwiley. Huge name, right? She came in with serious hype. ESPN HoopGurlz had her ranked 13th in the 2023 class. Top recruit.
Exactly. And what's always been part of her story is her decision to stay home, playing for her hometown team in Columbia. That local connection adds a lot.
She didn't just have the hype, though. She backed it up on the court. Freshman year SEC tournament MVP. That's huge.
It really is. And let's not forget, that season was incredible for South Carolina. 38-0, undefeated, and a national championship. A dream start to any college career.
Unbelievable. And it wasn't just a one-off. Last season, her sophomore year, she was still a key piece for them.
Right. Named SEC Sixth Player of the Year. That's saying a lot, considering she was coming off the bench.
Absolutely. And again, the team had another fantastic season, 35-4, won the SEC tournament again, and made it to the national championship game where they ended as runners-up to UConn.
So, just 2 years in, and she already has 2 SEC titles, a national championship, and a runner-up finish. That's pretty impressive.
That's a solid foundation. You usually build a program around players like that, or at least see them as core pieces for years to come.
Which makes this portal news kind of surprising. But let's dig into her actual production over those 2 seasons.
Right? She was mostly a bench player, starting only 3 games out of 77, but she still averaged 11.7 points per game. That's solid scoring.
Definitely. And she wasn't just scoring, she chipped in 2.9 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 1.6 steals. A well-rounded contributor, even in a secondary role.
Exactly. And this news came from the Greenville News, kicking off the conversation online and beyond.
So here's the big question. Why explore the portal now? What do you think might be going on here?
It's always hard to know for sure from the outside, but South Carolina, under Coach Don Staley, has traditionally been built around strong post play.
Right? So maybe Milaysia, with her dynamic guard skills and speed, is looking for a system that's more guard-oriented, more focused on the perimeter.
That's a good point. She could be looking for a role where she has the ball more in her hands, where she can be the primary creator.
Possibly. It could be about role fit and offensive style. We see players sometimes looking for situations where they can showcase their skills in the best way.
And you can't discount the reality of the transfer portal era. It gives players options and more agency. It's not always about being unhappy. Sometimes it's just about finding the best fit for their development.
Absolutely. The landscape has changed. Players now have a lot more control over where they end up.
And speaking of the portal, South Carolina's been pretty active themselves. They're not shy about adding talent.
Oh yeah, they brought in Tahina Papa last year, a fantastic shooter. And now they've added Kiki Rice.
Big get, plus they just landed Reagan Beers from Oregon State this week, a major post player.
So there's a clear influx of talent, which might reinforce their focus on post play. Or it could shift the roster dynamic again.
Exactly. Milaysia might be seeing this roster shift and evaluating where she fits long-term. That adds another layer to consider.
If she officially enters the portal, she'll immediately become one of the top prizes in there.
Oh, no doubt. With her resume, top recruit, SEC MVP, Sixth Player of the Year, national champion, teams will be lining up.
She's proven she can play at the highest level, no question. For her, it'll be about finding that perfect fit. A program where she can take her game to the next level.
On the flip side, South Carolina will feel this loss, even with players like Beers and Rice coming in. Her energy off the bench, her playmaking, that's hard to replace.
Right. It's a hit to their backcourt depth and overall dynamism. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust.
It really speaks to the whole modern era of roster building. There's constant movement, constant evaluation.
Absolutely. Coaches are juggling high school recruiting, portal recruiting, and managing their current roster. It's like a nonstop puzzle.
It's a fluid landscape. No one's truly safe, even if you're on top teams.
So we've walked through Milaysia Fulwiley's background, her impact at South Carolina, and why she might be considering the transfer portal. It's definitely got the women's college basketball world buzzing.
Anytime a player with that profile hits the portal, it's major news. It'll be fascinating to track where she lands and how South Carolina adjusts.
So, to wrap it up, Malaysia. Fulwiley, top recruit, SEC Tournament MVP, national champion, 6th player of the year, all significant contributions to South Carolina.
And now, potentially entering the transfer portal. It raises a lot of questions, especially given how successful she's been.
So, here's the final thought for everyone listening. What kind of system or program would be the perfect fit for Milaysia Fulwiley?
And for South Carolina, how does this departure, if it happens, impact their championship hopes for next season?
It's definitely a situation to keep a close eye on. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
We'll catch you next time.